Good evening. I am Alicia.
And I'm Giancarlo.
And this is our review of
RAMPAGE! The board game.
He's pissed, man. What the happened to him? They stole his burger.
In Rampage, players take on the role of giant monsters trying to wreak the most terror and destruction in Meeple City. But don't let too many Meeples escape town, because they'll bite you right back in the butt. In the box you'll find 4 monster pawns, 4 monster pawn discs, 4 monster screens, 4 car pawns, 16 white monster tooth tokens, 1 escape board with side A and B for different game effect, 2 halves of the Meepleville board with runes on it, 4 player help guides, structure tiles for making skyrises in the stadium, 90 meeples, 15 for each of the 6 different colors, 48 monster cards, 16 power cards, 16 skill cards, and 16 objective cards, and the rulebook. When Meepleville lays in total destruction, the player that gobbled up the most points is Monster Supreme.
Here's how to set up. Place the 2 halves of the board in the middle of the table. Give each player a monster screen of the color of their choice. Then each player grabs the monster pawns and the monster paws disc of their chosen colors. Give each player 4 tooth tokens for them to place on the corresponding space on their monster shield. Give each player a power card, a skill card, and an objective card. Return the rest next to the game board to make 3 distinct draw piles. Now it says that you must reveal your skill and objective cards to all players. But you can keep your power card hidden and use it when you want as a surprise. Now to build Meepleville. Place 4 random meeple on the corner of each ruin. Then place the appropriate length structure tile on top of them and repeat the process on those tiles until all the sky rises have 3 levels. Now place 1 random meeple on top of the last level. For the stadium, place all the remainder meeple in and on top of the ruin and the structured tile. Place your paw disc on the corner of the board of the area you're sitting in front of, and place your monster pawn on top of it. The player that makes the best impression of a monster goes first. You're now ready for mayhem and destruction.
On each player turn, they can perform 2 actions of the 4, and any player may also opt to perform the same action more than once. These actions are move, demolish, blow, and throw a vehicle. I know, right? Sick! Okay, here's how to move. Remove your monster pawn from his paw discs, and then simply flick the disc in the desired direction. If your disc falls off the edge of the board, your turn ends. Watch out for ruins. These are treacherous terrains, and more often than not, the monster will circumvent them. Demolish is what monsters do best. To do this, its paw disc must be touching the sidewalk of the building it wants to demolish. Grab your monster pawn and hold it over the building. Rules not to break: your arm must be parallel to the table and you cannot get up from the chair. Aim and drop. Any structure tiles that don't have any meeple on them are awarded to that player. Huff and puff and blow your house down. To blow, simply put your chin on the top of the monster pawn and blow as hard as you want to get the desired effect. And lastly, throw a vehicle. If a vehicle is in the same zone as the monster is in, you can pick it up and place it on top of your monster pawn. And then, just flick it in the desired direction. Now all these actions, besides demolish, can be used to damage other monsters. Yes, this game is about total carnage, including destructions of your adversaries. If any of the 3 actions, move, blow, or throw a vehicle, manages to knock the monster pawn of the adversary off their paw disc, you get to take away 1 of their tooth token and place it in your stomach, the area behind your screen. We'll tell you what these do when we get to the scoring phase. The affected monster pawn is not returned to the board until the beginning of his next turn. This way, the players will assure not to lose all his teeth by the time it gets to him. When the player turns end, it's the devouring phase. Here you'll gobble up meeple in the area he's in, up to the number of teeth he has left, to a minimum of 2 since he can never lose the 2 teeth drawn on front of his monster shield. If the paw disc is on 2 zones, he needs to choose which zone he'll devour from. When he's done, play passes to the player to his left.
Now you might be wondering, there's no threat to this game, besides other monsters. But the meeple will fight back. For every meeple that has gone off the board due to actions, they will be placed on the escape board. Whether you choose to play with side A or B, they'll be placed on the corresponding track on the board, either colored or sequentially. When a meeple fills a track, the active player's turn ends. No more destruction, no more eating. The player removes his monster pawn. Remove all the meeple from the track, place them in the box, and the active player suffers the effect indicated at the end of the track. The B side has effects that you'll find on the A side. The news reporting meeple, the blue ones, make the monster lose a card. The businessman, the black ones, place the monster in another area. The blondes, yellow, scream so much they excite the monsters and give all opponents an extra action on their turn. The heroic rescue, reds, save 4 meeples from the monster's stomach, and the military, green, launch an airstrike, making the affected monster lose a tooth. And the elderly, the white, well, they're just happy to still be alive. Finally, on the A side, the player to complete the last track triggers the end and loses. The other way the end game is triggered is when all the floors have been gobbled up by a monster. Then each subsequent player has one final turn. Score is calculated as thus. Every complete set of meeple is worth 10 points. A set is considered to be one of every color of meeple. A tooth token acts as a wild and can be used to replace a meeple of any color, helping you to complete your set. A structure tile is worth 1 point, no matter the size. And finally, adding the points from your objective card if you succeeded in achieving it. The player with the most is the winner.
Rampage is a foot-stomping, meeple-munching giggle fest of a silly game. It introduces crazy shenanigans and new game mechanics, and everyone has a smile on their face throughout the whole game. Family friendly and point and laugh for competitive groups when their paw token falls off the board, trigger a track on the escape board, lose a tooth, or miss their flick with a throw a vehicle action. One of our players was laughing so hard he couldn't even do his blow action. It's that type of game. Lots of skill involved and a little strategy, maybe depending on your objective cards and when to attack other monsters. It's a game that actually plays really quite fast, and in the end it almost doesn't even matter who won, considering you all had a great time playing it. Rules might change slightly until the release, since this is the prototype. We can't wait to see the final product, but we certainly got the gist of it. A silly good time. We're not saying it's for everybody, but you want to let loose, wreak havoc, and see board game pieces fly everywhere, then definitely check out Rampage, coming out soon. I mean, seriously, who wants to be the king of Tokyo when you can destroy it?